Hello, welcome to Chapter 8 Bootstrap Typography, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. In this session, we are going to learn the Bootstrap Typography. Now, let us understand what do you mean by Bootstrap Typography. Bootstrap Typography makes it easy to create headings, paragraphs, ordered list, unordered list, inline elements, etc. in a way that would be appealing to the user. Okay, that's what the typography is. And before working with the Bootstrap typography, let us understand the Bootstrap default settings. Keep in mind the Bootstrap global default font size is 14 pixel and the line height is 1.428, and this defaults will be applied to the body as well as to the paragraphs also. And that's what the Bootstrap default settings is. Now let us understand the Bootstrap typography in another way, in the sense the Bootstrap styles versus the browser defaults. Okay, in this session what we are going to learn is we are going to see some of the HTML elements that will be styled little bit differently by Bootstrap than the browser defaults. In this sense, we are going to learn some of the tags that are styled bit differently by the Bootstrap than the browser defaults. Okay, which are those tags? The tags are heading tag. Okay, when I use this heading tags to render the content, the browser displays in the default styles whatever it is assigned to do. But when I use the Bootstrap class, okay, Bootstrap reference, when I add the Bootstrap reference to the web page to render this heading tags, it will be displayed differently. Then that is what we call it as Bootstrap typography. Now let's understand this very clearly. Now this is my Visual Studio, and here I'm having a Bootstrap reference. You can observe here. Now what I'll do, I'll take a div and I'll add a class called container. Okay, and to this container let me add the heading tags okay, h1 to h6 and some content in between it. And to do that, I'm already having a piece of code ready. Let me go and copy that. Okay, this is what I wanted. I'm copying that, Control C, and coming back to my Visual Studio, let me copy it here. Okay, sorry, this is not the content I wanted. Okay, now what I'll do is let me type it by myself. Heading Ankpro training, and let me copy this. Let me type it by hand, h2. Let me copy this content itself. That's enough. It's h3 and h4 and the last two, that is h5 and h6. Sorry, and the last one is h6. Let me add it and complete it soon. Okay, now what I've done is I've added the heading tags h1 to h6, and I also added Bootstrap reference. Now just to see the change, I'll comment this Bootstrap reference, and this is a normal page. I don't have any Bootstrap reference here. Now let me push this page to the browser and let us see how it looks. Okay, and how it renders the content. Okay, that's what very important. And this is what it's rendering right now. Okay, this is what the default way how the browser renders the heading tags. Now what I'll do is okay, now what I'll do is I'll jump back to my Visual Studio. Now I'll just uncomment this what I've commented, the Bootstrap reference. Now let me go back to my browser and let me refresh it again. Let me see how it renders. Okay, this is what the Bootstrap styles. Okay, it's taking the Bootstrap styles, then it's rendering by the browser. In the sense, Bootstrap is having separate styles for the heading tags written in it. Okay, and that's what it's rendering right now. Okay, now let me jump back, and we have something called Bootstrap heading classes. Okay, Bootstrap is going to provide some of the heading classes from h1 to h6. And what is the advantage of using these Bootstrap heading classes? In the sense, these classes are useful when you want to match the font styling of a heading but still want your text to be displayed in line. Okay, in the sense, let me show you in the Visual Studio. Let me add a break line here, and let me add a paragraph. To that paragraph, let me add some of the content. The content, I'll take it from my notepad what I'm having here. Let me copy the content. Okay, let me come back here and let me paste the content. Okay, here is the content. Now let me run this page or refresh this page. Here I'm getting a content, but my intention is I want this bootstrap to be highlighted. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll come back here, and what I'll do is I'll come back here, and here I'll add something like to this bootstrap. What I'll do, I'll add a tag called h3, okay, such that the content bootstrap, okay, the word bootstrap will be highlighted. So what I'm doing, I'm adding h3, and let me go back and let me refresh it. You can observe the bootstrap is highlighted, but keep in mind the bootstrap should come in this line itself. Okay, but it's jumping to the new line as if we have added a break line. But keep in mind we have not added any break line, but we are using the h3 tag, and h3 heading tag, it's a block level element, and block level element always acquire the entire width, so it's coming in the separate line, and the rest of the content is coming in the new line. So if I want this bootstrap also to come with in this line itself, then what I have to do, okay, it's very simple. I want to make use of these bootstrap heading classes at that point of time. So how do I do that? It's very simple. Instead of adding um, these classes, I'll add something called span. Okay, span is an inline element, keep in mind. Okay, okay, to this span, okay, as I said, the bootstrap is going to provide us the heading class. I'll add a class heading class as 3. Now let me go and refresh my page, and let me see how it looks. Okay, you can observe here the bootstrap, the word, it's coming in the same line in the inline itself, and the content also. This is what the advantage of using the bootstrap heading classes. In the sense, bootstrap heading classes are useful when you want to match the font styling of a heading, but still you want your text to be displayed in the inline with that heading itself. Okay, at that point of time we have to make use of this heading classes. Okay, and let me show you another example related to that. This, in the sense, if okay, if I want to display all the heading tags from h1 to h6 in a single row, how do I do that? In the sense, if I want to display all this content in a single row, how do I do that? It's very simple. Now let me jump back to my notepad, and let me copy the content present here. Okay, um, okay, let me otherwise let me copy the content present here itself. Okay, and let me come here and let me paste. Instead of Ankpro training, let me take h1 itself. Okay, h2, to this let me add h5, and this is h6. Fine. Now let me run this page in the browser, and let me see how it looks. Okay, you keep in mind these heading tags are coming in a separate row, but my intention is I want to display all these heading tags in a single row. How do I do that? Then also I have to make use of these bootstrap heading classes present here. Then how to do that? It's very simple. Now first let me take this 3, or let me take a span tag. To this span tag let me add h1. Let me copy and paste this. Okay, and this is h1, and this is h2, and this is the content is h3. Similarly h6, 5, 4. Okay, here next the content is very easy. Class h1, similarly the class h2, class h3, class h6, and similarly to this class h5, And similarly your last one, the class h4. Okay, I'm done with this. Now let me uh, go back to my browser and let me refresh it. Here you can observe, okay, this h1, h2 and h3, okay, they are coming in a separate row, but these h1, h2, h3, h5, h6, they are in a single row, and that can be achieved only by using this heading classes which Bootstrap is going to provide us. Okay, and also we are having the other tags like small tag and the small class. What is the advantage of using the small tag or small class? Okay, if you want to create the lighter secondary text along with the main text in any heading, then we want to make use of this small tag or the small class. Okay, in the sense, let me jump back to my Visual Studio and let me copy some of the text, already written text present here. This is what. Okay, let me minimize this and let me come to my Visual Studio and let me write some of the. Okay, let me add. Okay, you can observe here I'm having a heading tag h1 to h6 and the content is main heading. Within the content we have a small heading enabled within the small tag. Okay, in the sense we have to use small tag if you want the lighter secondary text next to the main heading. In the sense, let me come here and let me refresh this. Okay, this is the main heading. Immediate to the main heading, if you want a lighter secondary text, okay, then we want to use this small tag. Instead of the small tag, Bootstrap is also going to provide us, okay, the small class, okay, which does the same work. Let me show you that also, and let me go to my notepad and let me copy again all this content here. Okay, just to save the time, I've typed it earlier and Control V. Okay, you can observe here I'm having h1 to h6 the same tags again, but instead of using the small tag I'm using a small class, okay, within the span element. Now let me go back and let me refresh this page again. Here you can observe the same output. Okay, in the sense if you want to make the lighter secondary text to appear immediate to the main heading, then we want to use the small class or also the small tag. Okay, these heading classes and the small class are provided by the Bootstrap, and this heading tag and the small tag it's provided by the default HTML itself, and that's what the Bootstrap typography is. Okay, and thank you for listening, and we also learned the demo, and thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Ankpro Training, and you can also visit our Facebook page visiting these URLs, and you can also follow us on Twitter. For further reference you can visit our websites, and we're also on LinkedIn too. And last but not the least, don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you.